Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen again. After last week's video, I had a few people asking about how to add volume to their food and ideas for snacks. So I'm going to show you a way of how to cook lots of different snacks that are macro friendly that you can add into your diet. So I'm going to show you the ingredients I use and then what I'm doing. I'm not going to make everything for you. I won't show you myself making everything, but I will show you everything that's included. And when it comes to the amounts, it's going to depend on your diet yourself, so your macros. So if you're bulking, you can obviously have a little bit more food, add as much as you want. And if you're cutting, you've obviously got to cut it back a little bit, make it fit your macros. So it doesn't matter what the recipe is, you can just make it fit your macros. So first up, I'm going to make my Rocky Road, okay? So for that, I've got my No Shoe little cooking chocolate bits. I've got Allen's Killer Pythons that I'm going to cut up. Now there's also the sugar-free lollies, however they don't sit well in my stomach, so I'm going to choose these ones today, and I'm just making them fit in the recipe itself. And then I've also got my little marshmallows, and then we're just adding a little dash of coconut oil. So to make this, I'm going to put all of the chocolate chips into a bowl with a little bit of coconut oil, pop that into the microwave and melt that chocolate. From there, we're just adding our bits of Killer Python and marshmallows into that mix, and we're going to pour it into a tin. So once we've melted the chocolate, we've used a little bit of coconut oil, we're measuring the amounts of what we're using. I used the whole packet of the No Shoe chocolate bits, and then I've measured out 1 Killer Python, and 1 serving of the marshmallows is 25 grams. So we're making sure we've got a good set of scales, came up, to make sure we measure everything out. So in this bowl, there's 6 servings of the Rocky Road. Each serving has 246 calories. 246. So for what you're eating, it's not too bad at all. So once you've mixed it all up, we're pouring it in our little tin, making sure there's none left in the bowl so we make the most of it. Pour it in there. Now you can obviously separate these however you'd like. You can do them in little cupcake trays. I just like putting it in one big one. From there, we're placing it in the fridge and it'll set. This one you can crack open and pop out and you'll have a little Rocky Road. So that's quite simple, nice, easy little snack to have during the week. Obviously, there's still a few sugars in that. However, we're tracking our macros. It's something small and light to have during the week as a snack if you do like a sweet for dessert or in the afternoon. So that one's our Rocky Road. Okay, so next on the menu, we're doing an egg white omelette. So this one is more about the volume. So when I'm talking about adding lots of volume to our food, it means that we're getting a big plate for very little calories. So what we're gonna do is we're only using 1 egg, and then we're gonna utilize 125 grams of our egg whites. From there, we're gonna add in some ham, so whichever ham you want. I've prepared some earlier with our capsicum and our spring onion. Now, to save calories, we want a non-stick pan so that we're not using any extra oils. So from there, I'm gonna mix it all up, place it in the pan, and we're gonna make our omelette. Then I'm gonna add some spinach in. I'm gonna show you a massive plate of food for very little calories that you can add in to your macros. All right, so fresh off the pan, we have our omelette. We have 60 grams of spinach, 12 calories for our 60 grams of spinach, 160 calories for our omelette, which is a total of 172 calories. So for that big plate of food, 172 calories, not too bad at all. Then we add our Walden Farms ketchup, which is calorie free. It tastes delicious, add a little bit on top, and there's a perfect breakfast for you for very, very minimal calories. All right guys, so if we're wanting snacks that don't take any preparation, I'm going to show you some really good quick ones that you can pick up at your local grocery store, okay? So about half a punnet of strawberries, we're looking at about 40 calories, okay? A little bit higher in carbs, but they're not too bad to munch on, and everybody loves strawberries, especially in summer. Same goes with watermelon. 200 grams of watermelon is 60 calories. Such an easy snack, especially in summer and the warmer weather. It's definitely something good to have. So our jelly, our light jelly, I spoke about this one last week and said it was a great dessert. So 1 serving of your jelly, 125 grams, is 7 calories. There's not much in it at all. And to add that in with your dessert or to have something after dinner, it's definitely a good little treat. You could also add in with your jelly a YoPro. So for one whole YoPro, it's 92 calories. Again, not too bad at all. Quite high in protein compared to your other yogurts. Woolworths have the little superfood trail mixes. They have 115 calories for one little tin of this. So if you are going to work and you just need something quick and easy and you do like a trail mix, some people don't, but if you do like it, it's definitely an easy little snack. I'm pretty sure this week they were on sale as well for 2 for 1, so that's not a bad one. Something to be careful with is our almonds. So almonds are a great little snack and great for fats. However, it's just important to remember that one almond, as small as it is 7 calories, okay? So when we're looking at our almonds, or if you're doing the challenge and you're eating off the plan and I've got your almonds in there, we're not eating over the almonds. So like I said last week, everything adds up really quickly. You add in 2 extra almonds, you've added in 14 extra calories, add that in every day, it's gonna add up over that 8-week period, okay? Something else that you might like, but it's not everyone's cup of tea, is your cauliflower or broccoli chips. You can get them online or at supplement stores. 260 calories for the entire bag. So if you're reading the back and the nutrition label on this, there's 2 servings for a little packet, okay? So 136 calories for one serving. If you're gonna eat the entire thing in one go, which I usually do, remember we're doubling that serving size. Soups in winter, but if you do like having something nice of an afternoon and just want something easy or while you're at work, this one was in Woolworths. It is 2 servings to one little tub, however 69 calories for one serving, okay? So split that up and have it over 2 days, 140 calories in that tub there, even if you were to have the whole thing in one go. But it's important to remember that you're reading the flavors. So I picked something that was very light in calories. If you're adding your creams and things into your soups, it's obviously gonna add up your calories a lot higher. And then My Protein have one of my favorite lean protein bars, 150 calories per protein bar, and it tastes delicious also. So one of my favorite snacks is rice thins, and then with whatever you'd like on top of it. So I've gone with a tuna spread for one of them. However, putting tuna on top, totally fine. Pick whichever one you'd like. I'm a massive fan of tuna, so that is a great option. One of the other ones I do like is our light Philly cream cheese with a piece of ham and a slice of tomato. Also makes a good little snack. And then my favorite one is your rice cake, peanut butter on top. I like the Maver's protein peanut butter, and then some banana on top as well. So when we're creating these ones, it is super important that with our spreads, we're weighing everything to a T, because this is where we'll easily go over. So remember, when you're adding 5 extra grams of peanut butter, it's upping our calories majorly, okay? So we just wanna make sure that we weigh everything. Totally fine to have. You can even add some honey on top if you wanted to, but make sure we weigh it, then we can enjoy it. Alrighty, next up, one of my favorites. So I used to love making cheesecakes with mum as a kid. However, that would be full of condensed milk and everything that's full of the bad stuff. So I like to make a protein cheesecake. Super healthy, macro friendly. What I use is the My Protein protein powder. It tastes fantastic and it's super cheap. If you use my discount code, you'll also get 40% off. And I think shipping is like $2. So it's an awesome option to use. We're gonna use quick oats and some fiber in the base. Then we're also gonna mix that together with some rice malt syrup. Then for our cheesecake on top, we're blending light Philly cream cheese, plus the protein powder, some lemon, gelatin to stick it all together. My Protein also do the flavor drops, okay? So a couple of flavor drops, which is 0 sugar, cheesecake flavored, we'll pop that in. And I also like to add a little bit of banana in there too, just to give it a nice consistency. So I'm gonna start putting all of that together. Again, when you go to do it, you wanna blend all of your base ingredients together first, pop that into a little tray, whichever size you would like. And then from there, mix all your top ingredients for the cheesecake together, and we're putting that on top and popping it in the fridge. So I'm gonna do that now, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. All right guys, so our base and our top is set. We've placed it in our tins. You can use a big one, use a little one, whatever suits you. Added a little bit of cinnamon on top and a strawberry, and then we're placing it in the fridge and letting it set. And that's a cheesecake. Plenty of protein, macro friendly, and a pretty healthy treat for you. Alrighty, next up we are going to make a protein shake, but I'm going to make it a little bit more fun. I'm using MyProtein chocolate protein powder. However, you can have mocha. There's plenty of flavors. They actually have a really large variety. So once again, using my discount code, you can buy some excellent flavors of protein powder. I use the Whey Isolate because this one only has 92 calories a serve. However, if you're bulking or want something that's a little heavier, they also have those options of protein powder also. Once we have our protein powder, I'm also adding almond milk. You can pick whichever milk you'd like, but I always go with an almond milk. I'm adding a little bit of Natvia sugar-free chocolate topping, and then I'm going to top with some whipped cream. I'm going to make it into the frappe style, so I'm going to add lots of ice in there too, so I don't need too much milk. Alright, so we've blended everything in the blender, and we have a fantastic looking protein frappe right there. Now you don't have to obviously add ice and everything, you can just use your protein powder and water or some form of milk. However, to make it a little bit more fun and enjoyable, chuck some ice in, chuck a little bit of sugar-free chocolate topping in there, add a little bit of whipped cream on top, and it's something you can actually look forward to having, and it does look pretty nice. And use a different kind of little jug or something. With the whipped cream, you can use light whipped cream. However, this one right here, you've got 30 calories per serving, 25 grams a serving, and there's not many macros in it at all, okay? So for having a little bit of that, to have some whipped cream on top of it and make you feel like you're having something that's a little bit more delicious, it's definitely worthwhile if you want to get a little bit creative. This one was found in Woolworths. Okay, so another one that's easy to prep and you just buy from Woolworths or Coles is our No Shoe brand, okay? So they have the packet mixes and you can create them and cook them yourself if you'd like to. Otherwise, they have pre-made cakes, brownies, and all sorts of slices there for you. So this one is the birthday cake one. If you look in the sale items of the cake section in Woolworths, you'll generally find there's always some No Shoe stuff on sale at most Woolworths. So this is the birthday cake. It's cut into 4 pieces. It's 110 calories per piece of cake, which isn't too bad if you add it in with something after dinner or during the day if you'd like a nice little treat there. They've also got in the refrigerated section little donuts, so you can add 133 calories to your day by having one of those little donuts. Another option we can do is a scone and jam and cream variant using our burger thins or a crumpet. Once we do that, we're going to toast them, and then we can add some light ricotta with our Navita sugar-free strawberry jam. So I'm going to do that one right now. Alrighty, next up in the kitchen, we are going to make some custard puffs. So what we're using for this is our Muscle Nation custard, which I know plenty of you have. Pick whichever flavor you would like, or you can mix it up and you can pop a few flavors in to get a little bit of variation. So we're using that for our custard, and then for our base, we're using our rice puffs. You can use anything that's sort of similar to this. If you wanted to use like Cocoa Pops or rice bubbles, you can do that. These ones are a little bit macro friendlier. With that, we're also using some coconut oil, some flour, any sort of your choice, and then our rice malt syrup. So what we're going to do, we're going to mix those base ingredients together. We're going to pop them in a little cupcake tray, and then we're going to mix our custard together. That's going to go in top. I'm going to do that now, and I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, so everything's been mixed together. I've just put 3 of the ones that are complete and then 3 of the half so you can just see. So the bottom ones, we've just got our rice puffs all mixed together as our base. Let them set. Once they're set, you simply just add your custard on top. I also added a little bit of gelatin because it's quite good for you anyway, but just to help set that custard so that it actually stays nice and firm. And you leave it in your little cake tin, pop them in the fridge and let them set. And there you go, you have a nice and simple little treat. Also really good for the kids as well. So something that they can have and you can also enjoy, totally gonna fit your calories. Alright, so our next one is something that I just kind of made up, but it's just following the lines of like your protein and bliss balls. So it's just something that's got a lot of our powerful superfoods that you can add and nuts that you can really put anything in this one. So it's whatever you would like. So for this one, I'm going to use sunflower kernels. We've also got our chia seeds, coconut sugar, and pumpkin kernels. We're also going to add in a few of our white chocolate No Shoe sugar-free chocolate bits, some coconut. what we're doing, we're mixing all of those together, and then to stick it together, we're adding either rice malt syrup, or you can add a little bit of date syrup. It's a little bit sweeter, whichever you would prefer. And then from there, I'm going to put all of the dry ingredients into a pan and start to mix them together. We'll add in our wet items so that we can start to make it a little bit thicker so that it sticks together. From there, it's simply going into a ball kind of shape into one of the little cupcake trays. And then from there, we're going to put it into the fridge. So I'm going to pop all of those into the pan, get that together, and then pop them in, and I'll show you once I'm done. All right, guys, so we finished doing that. We've popped them in our little cup trays. I'll put a little photo up of what they look like on top. Just the most important thing with these ones are that you're weighing out all of your ingredients. So weigh them out before you put them in, put them all into a bowl. Then however many you make, so I've made 6, you divide it by 6. So that way you've got the amount for that serving, okay? So we wanna make sure we're tracking everything so that we know how many calories and how many macros we're having so we can fit them in our day. Okay, so I'm going to go through a couple of other quick little desserts and treats that you can have. I'm going to start with breakfast one. So our rolled oats, quick oats, and then measuring out however much you want. I usually have 30 grams, that's about 1 serving, so it's about 1/3 of a cup. Pop them in a container because we're going to leave them in overnight. I add in my own almond milk. You can add water or whatever milk you like. I add in a little bit of the Walden Farm pancake syrup, so a maple syrup, just a dash. It's calorie free anyway, but just a little bit to sweeten it up. And then you've got a few options for your sugar-free sugars, your stevia and sugar alternatives. I am using the brown sugar alternative at the moment. I put a teaspoon of that in, mix it all together, and then I leave it overnight. So then come the morning, it's all mixed and blended. The oats have sat overnight, pop it in the microwave, and you've got a great breakfast there. That's our breakfast option. For desserts, so we have a fantastic apple pie recipe. Lauren Simpson created this one and I have stolen it because it's fantastic. Using our burger thins, we then place some apples and then our Navia salted caramel on top with a little bit of cinnamon, and we make our apple pie. So it's a delicious little dessert, very low in calories, and a great little treat that we can have. Another option, plain and simple, everybody loves strawberries and chocolates, just using strawberries, our normal ones, and then our sugar-free chocolate syrup, and then you can dip your strawberries in the chocolate and enjoy that little dessert there. Now this one is delicious. We have our sugar-free cookies that you can find. I'll post a photo of those also. And then there's plenty of different alternatives for your ice creams like Halo Top and the ones that lots of people rave on about. However, Peter's Ice Cream have a fantastic range of no sugar and 97% fat free. So this is just the vanilla flavor. However, they've got caramel and raspberry cookies and cream flavored in the 97% fat free. So for what you're having, if you look at the nutrition label on this to your other fit brands of ice cream, this is just as good and it tastes like your normal ice cream. And you're saving bulk money because the other ones come in a double size of this. So you're getting more ice cream, half the price, and it tastes just as good. And your nutritional value is, if not better, or the same. So there's your ice cream alternative, and then popping your ice cream in the middle of your cookies and you're making a cookie sandwich. And it's something very light, but you can enjoy that without feeling guilty. So they're just some other options for snacks and treats if you like to nibble on things after dinner or in the afternoon, even in the morning. Alright guys, I have a couple more recipes for you. Firstly, just talking on our volume. I know I touched on this one particularly last week, talking about our sweet potatoes and potatoes, pumpkins and rice. So when we're comparing, 100 grams of our sweet potato is around 86 calories, okay? And you've got about 20 grams of carb in your sweet potato. Our other option is our Spud Light potatoes. So these are just your normal potatoes with less carbs in them. They have about 50 calories and 9 grams of carbs per 100 grams. So these are another option, and you can find them with all the other potatoes, and they taste just like your normal potato. Kids won't whinge about them because they won't know any different. They just have less carbs and are more calorie friendly for you. And then our other alternative, like I was talking about in my last video, was our pumpkin. I buy the pre-cubed pumpkin. However, you can buy your normal pumpkin and weigh it out yourself. For 100 grams of this, we're looking at 26 to 30 calories and about 7 grams of carbs per 100 grams. So it's definitely our better option for more volume, because you could add in 300 grams instead of 100 grams instead of using the potato, the sweet potato. So this one is definitely going to allow you to have more volume in your meals. My last two recipes, I'm going to create a pizza. So I'm using the beef-free wraps. There's many alternatives to your pizza bases, but I'm going to use these ones for the pizza base. Then we're going to pop on all of our toppings. Use whatever you like. Just make sure we're weighing those appropriately. And instead of cheese, I'm using the nutritional yeast flakes. I was a little bit iffy about trying these at first. However, they're delicious. They taste good. They do look like fish flakes, but it's a great cheese alternative with very limited calories opposed to using your normal cheese on top. So if you're actually taking this seriously and you do want to get the best out of your meals, add this on instead of your cheese. And then finally, I'm creating my coconut health bowl. So I'm using my Muscle Nation custard, the vanilla flavor, and I'm going to blend in ice, some banana, and then I'm using the Unicorn Foods spirulina. So I'm going to blend all of those together, and then that's going to create our coconut bowl, and then you can add whatever toppings you'd like on top of that. Guys, that's all of our recipes that I'm going to create for you. I hope you've enjoyed watching this and you've gotten some ideas that you can create yourself. If you're partaking in the challenge, hopefully you can add a few of these in to make it a little bit more fun and interesting and creative for you. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and follow my Instagram. I post a lot of the recipes on there, and if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to send through questions via the Instagram page, and I can send you through the exact amounts for recipes if you need. Otherwise, I kind of just make it up. I see a recipe and I have a look at the ingredients, and then I just mix and match until I get a good result out of that. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time.